Amanda Smith.
We love to romanticize big teams, big budgets, big output, big results. And don't get me wrong, some of those things matter. But when you really analyze it, big doesn't always mean better, especially in content. Small teams have an advantage that big teams often don't have. They can pivot faster, take creative risks, and skip the 12-person approval chain that often sends good ideas to rest. As the founder of Enbloom Marketing, Leila Spann has built content strategies for both startups and enterprise brands. And what she's found is that the power of a team comes from alignment. When everyone knows the goal, and when that's the case, even a few people can create outsized impact. Her approach proves that small teams can punch above their weight class when they build smart systems, repurpose what already works, and let strategy, not scale, lead the way. So I asked her, can small teams really build big impact content strategies? Here's what she had to say.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message.
Hey, Amanda. I'm really excited to answer this question for you. I know we've been playing a little bit of phone tag back and forth, so I'm excited to dig into all of the pieces of content strategy and what that means. I absolutely think that small teams can make a really big impact with content, and I think it's really special when they do. As someone who's worked both at a large-scale team, a global brand that has over 30 marketers on the team trying to figure out what that content strategy is, and also as a sole person leading marketing and leading content at a very small scale early startup, I've seen both sides of it. Honestly, for me, the impact is less about headcount and size, and it's really more about clarity and consistency. How willing are you to actually show up and provide that content instead of seeking perfection, which I think a lot of people do? It also kind of ties back to subject matter experts. How are you really tapping into those SMEs to make a big impression, focusing on a clear audience, a strong message, and showing up regularly? That for me holds a lot of weight. In my experience, smaller teams often move faster. There's less red tape. You don't have to wait for 5-6 people to approve things over a 7-day time span. For me, the smaller teams have a lot more leverage to be creative and take risks and really jump in on all the fun that content brings. I always think of what I call Thanksgiving turkey. So if we're going to put out a newsletter, for example, what are all the ways we're using that turkey the couple of days after Thanksgiving to repurpose it into different types of meals? Maybe it'll be changing the turkey to a turkey sandwich, and then whatever else we're going to kind of remix it into with the stuffing and the gravy and all the things for those 7 days, so we really don't get tired of it or waste food. So obviously that's an analogy for how are we chopping up our content? How are we repurposing it from a podcast and newsletter and email nurtures, really diving into how we're being very, very specific. So for me, it's about building systems. When you have that repurposing engine, regardless of team size, I think you really have a lot of leverage to bring that out into the world. Sweet. I'm looking forward to chatting more. Feel free to text me, call me. I would love to dive into this a little bit deeper, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts more about content strategy.
Thank you for listening. Want your podcast to do more? Subscribe to Genius Cuts, because it's never just a podcast.